my name is Ariel and welcome to Mermaid Musings. So this video is all about the sun in Gemini in astrology. The sun is our ego, it's our self-confidence and self-worth. It's what we need to do in order to shine. So when someone has their sun in Gemini, they need to embody Gemini traits in order to be their best and their brightest. So first off, Gemini suns, in order to feel good about themselves, need to constantly be learning. Gemini is ruled by the planet Mercury, which is the planet of intelligence. So feeling intelligent is what's going to make them feel confident. Every time they learn a new piece of information that is going to help to boost their self-esteem. Gemini isn't meant to do long hours of rigorous learning about one particular subject. That will bore them. That's also part of why school bores so many Geminis. It isn't even that what they're learning doesn't interest them, it's just when they have to take the same subject and learn about it every year for 12 years, they are gonna find it boring because they were never allowed to take a break from it and learn something else. Gemini is meant to bounce around from subject to subject, learning different bits of information along the way. This is why they have a wide variety of knowledge on many different subjects, because they get bored and move on to the next thing. I've never met a Gemini sun who wasn't good at trivia because they have so much random knowledge stored in their head. Geminis are the communicators of the zodiac. Mercury, which is the ruling planet, is the planet of communication. So the ruling planet has a dual nature to it, which reflects how Geminis have this dual nature within themselves. It isn't enough for them to learn information and keep it inside their head. They have to go and tell other people about it. Gemini suns shine their brightest when they are sharing information they just learned with someone else. So for Gemini, building confidence is twofold. They need to take two steps, learning and communication, in order to find their self-worth. Gemini suns love to talk and talk and talk. Nothing is as fun or exciting to them as having a good conversation. They enjoy talking to people more than they enjoy anything else. That's why it's important for Gemini suns to have a large social group. The more people that they have in their lives who they can talk to, the better. Gemini suns who don't have anybody to talk to will have low self-esteem. Communicating with other people, sharing ideas with other people, that's what builds up Gemini's self-worth. Those who are more introverted still need to find a good outlet for their communication. This is why so many Gemini suns are good writers, because they see writing as a means of communication. They know how to communicate their thoughts onto paper in a way that speaks to other people. I do think that social media is feeding into Geminis having low self-worth. They are replacing communication where they have to physically speak to someone else with being online. Commenting on someone else's post or making your own post is not the same as having a conversation with someone where you have a back and forth dialogue. Gemini needs that rapport with other people. Many Geminis are using social media as a means of replacing this, and it's really messing with their self-confidence and they don't know why. I'm not saying social media is bad for Gemini and they should never go on. In fact, social media was kind of made for Gemini because it's a bunch of little quick fixes. But if you are a Gemini, please make sure you are prioritizing spending time with other people over social media. You will feel better and shine brighter the more time you spend talking to other people, not online. Spending time talking to people in person should be priority number one, and social media should come second. Geminis are legendary for their reputation of being liars. Part of the reason why Geminis get such a bad rap for being liars, besides the fact that they are, because when they learn new information, they decide to share that information immediately. They often don't have a good grasp themselves on the information that they've decided to share. They literally just learned about a certain subject an hour ago, and now they have decided to share everything that they've learned with you. But when they do this, they don't always have the full picture. So they can share information that's wrong or that has big gaps in it because they really don't know what they're talking about. And now they're bored of the subject and they will never go and read about it again. Or later, as they continue to read and learn more, they will talk to you about the same subject again, just with a completely different set of facts, which leaves you to go, wait, what? Because now they are telling you something completely different than what they told you before. This leads people to believe that Geminis are making up facts as they go along, which sometimes they are, but a lot of the times it isn't that they are directly lying to you or trying to deceive you. It's just that Gemini shares information in real time as they learn it. And when that happens, that means that the information that they are giving you is going to be constantly shifting as they learn more. While this is chaotic, a lot of people should learn to be more like Geminis in this regard. Gemini suns aren't afraid to change their opinions as they learn more and their minds grow. It really messes with most people's egos when they realize they were wrong about something, but Gemini doesn't have that problem. Their ego isn't tied to remaining the same. Instead, it is tied to constantly growing and shifting their perspectives. They don't take in one set of facts and refuse to listen to new information that conflicts with their already existing worldview. This is part of why Gemini suns are so much smarter than everyone else. It isn't that they are always born intelligent, though many of them are. It's that they have the drive to constantly be learning, to constantly be expanding their intelligence. Your brain is like a muscle. The more you use it, the smarter you will become. So even when Gemini suns aren't as smart as their peers, they will eventually become smarter than them. Because when most people finish their education, they don't challenge themselves to continue learning at the same rate that they were before. For Gemini suns, when they get done with school, it's like the chains are off and they are finally free to learn about whatever they want, not being in the confines of the typical education system. They can learn about whatever they want to, whenever they want to. They can read as much or as little about any subject that they want. This invigorates the Gemini spirit and makes learning this joyous, wonderful activity. Gemini suns never shine as bright as when they are constantly learning and constantly adapting their knowledge based on what they learn. To tell you the truth, I think Gemini is one of the most misunderstood signs. People often think of Geminis as shallow, that there isn't much substance there, but that isn't the case. The thing about Gemini is maybe they don't feel emotions as deeply as some people, but they are certainly more complex than most people. They have a lot going on underneath the surface. This is because of Gemini's dual nature. They are represented by the twins, meaning they have two sides of themselves that are often pulling them in opposite directions. It's like two different people are sharing one body and they are both fighting for the dominant personality. Gemini suns have an angel and a devil on their shoulder, both whispering what Gemini should do. Some days they listen to the angel and some days they listen to the devil. It just depends on their mood that day. That's why it can be confusing to get to know a Gemini person, because you see the two different personalities within them and you're not sure which is the real them. What you have to understand is both sides are the real them. They are both sides of the personality equally. You just might see more of one side than the other. Sometimes people can be like, they did this thing and it was completely not like them. When no, it was like them. It just doesn't fit into your perception of them. Unfortunately, people tend to favorite one twin over the other instead of accepting Gemini individuals as a whole. So they try to change them by trying to force them to act like one twin all the time. But that's not good for Gemini suns. Their self-worth is dependent on them being changeable and adaptable. They are meant to represent both sides of their personality. Gemini being their true selves is them being two different people. Gemini is one of the most fun signs of the zodiac. They are always down to have fun and always looking for a good time. That's part of why they can get away with their manipulative behavior, because there's so much fun that people choose to look past it. Gemini suns always have something funny to say and make the social environment more interesting. What you have to understand about Gemini is Gemini can never be bored. So Gemini suns will go out of their way to not be bored. If they are bored, they will either ditch the social situation completely or say something to make the social situation more interesting. Sometimes that means stirring the pot. Sometimes they will say things they don't even mean to get people riled up. Usually what they turn to is gossip though. Geminis love to gossip. It's one of their favorite things in the world. Gossiping really brings Geminis to life. They love to talk about other people behind their backs and spill everyone's secrets. This is part of why Geminis are a lot of fun to talk to. No person or subject is off limits to them. Just be careful, because you know if they're willing to talk about other people behind their back, they're willing to talk about you behind your back. In social situations, the people that Geminis are most drawn to are people they can bounce ideas off of. Geminis are the kinds of people that, in order to solve a problem, they have to talk it out first. Ideas don't become real to Gemini until they've said it out loud. Even when they're really not getting anything from the other person, just the act of talking will help Geminis to figure out how to solve their own problems. In general, Gemini loves to hear themselves talk. Listening to themselves talk is one of their favorite things to do. Geminis who have an unhealthy ego are those people that when you were talking, they're not really listening to you. They're thinking in their head about what they're going to say next. They don't really care what you have to say. They're just using you as a sounding board so they can talk some more. Some Geminis really don't do this on purpose. They're just very ADD. So if you're a Gemini sun, and this is you, I really do encourage you to work on your listening skills. You're already such a good speaker that if you become a good listener, your communication skills will be off the charts. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, please do me a big favor and like and subscribe below. Also, comment down below if you are a Gemini sun and what are your thoughts about your own sign. Once again, thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.